What year is it?
2018.
It's 2018. This is the first lunch at the dock of 2018. That's kind of exciting.
It is.
Kicking it off with a bang here at Active Culture.
Yeah.
Excited about that.
So many people love active culture, and we're one of them.
We are definitely a couple people who love this little place.
Yeah.
You know, this used to be a video store. Remember that?
Of course.
Video Works. I came here a lot back in the day.
Pretty much.
But I kind of fancy this now.
Yeah.
Oh, here they are, maybe.
Oh, looks like your food
Almost.
is number 20.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Look at these guys.
Alrighty, this one's with cheese.
Back off.
Thank you.
No cheese.
Thank you. All right.
Love it here.
You kidding?
So this is the whole bowl.
Yeah.
Good one.
See you later.
Nice. And I'm doing some bone broth.
What are you doing over there?
I'm doing the chicken bone broth, Mama Lisa's chicken bone broth that she made for me. Yeah. Doing a little cleanse, a little clean out program for the new year, and hopefully everybody had a very incredible holiday filled with love and friendship and family times and support. We got a chance, Stephen, to go out to the desert and spend some time at our friend's ranch. Linda Christian has a beautiful ranch out there. Got in the hot spring pools, and it was just so nice just to have some time to decompress, take a chill pill, lighten up your load, and
Pretty crazy out there because there's like silence.
Yeah,
Like you just walk outside and it's just quiet, and there's space. You know, it's like your time and your space kind of like grow a little bit when you're in the desert. Here it's like we have less time, we have less space, and in places like that it's interesting. You have a lot more time to reflect and
totally
think,
read,
pray,
relax.
do some breathing exercises.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Hi.
How are ya?
Good, how are
Ladies.
you?
Good.
Nice
What do you guys got to sample?
Yeah. Oh, we had a whole bowl.
Well, you just come in for samples and leave. Just like, thanks guys, I'm out. That's what a lot of people do here. These jokers right here.
Hey, we have our amazing friend Chris Lazat joined us too.
Oh, what's up, young
Yeah,
man?
Chris. Boy, did we have a good meal at your place.
Oh.
And how nicely your house has been redone to handle the crowd that you did.
You inspired us in our kitchen.
You really did.
So, thinking about 2018, what do most people do around the time of a new year? What's
Well,
like
a lot of people
happens?
set New Year's goals and intentions, and some of them only last about a week. And so those resolutions sometimes can be challenging because you start off with all these things you want to do, and then to change your cycle and change your pattern and get into something new, sometimes there's obstacles in the way.
What is it about like a new year that, you know, gets people kind of on this like train of thought, like I want to change my life?
I think maybe it's that time of reflection.
Yeah.
You have that time to be still. Like in Native American culture, they talk about the winter lodge. There's a time of reflection. There's not as much sun, so you have more time in the teepee around the fire, and time to just consider what you want to have grow in springtime and summertime, and what you want to harvest in fall. So I think that's where a lot of it comes from, and it is a new year, so you know it's an opportunity to reflect, an opportunity to strategize and see what you want to build.
I think probably the majority of like the resolutions that are made are probably regarding health, and probably like they circumvent the area of fitness, right? It's like somewhere at least 50% of resolutions made in America are probably around their health and their fitness. Like I'm going to lose this amount of pounds, I'm going to eat healthy, I'm going to do this many push-ups a day, I'm going to run this many miles a week. I'm probably considering those probably don't all get done. A lot of people always don't actually make that happen through the whole year. So why don't you think people can make it through? Well,
first off, I realized I didn't even introduce my son. This is Raya Arthur. I'm Dr. Gary Arthur, D.C., in Laguna Beach for 30 years now, and we live in such an incredible town, such an incredible community. So we feel blessed to be here and be able to do the show. And what I think is that a lot of people are so busy, or they're so emotionally challenged with the idea of where they are, or they feel it's too hard to change where they want to be. So it makes it makes it more more of a almost a knee-jerk reaction. You have a new year, you want to create a new you. So I think that's why people do it. I think what we really wanted to talk about is, you know, when you look at some of the people that really do make changes. You know, I was talking to a guy over this last weekend who lost 160 pounds.
Wow.
And you know, what did he do? You know, we interviewed him and talked to him about it, and you know, he made some significant changes. He took away the temptations of what those foods were that he was snacking on. He realized he was emotionally eating, and to get in touch with what those emotions are. Are there things in your life that you're trying to find simple, quick pleasures, and so you're going and, you know, like the football players are doing now when they make a good play? Or no, it's actually James Harden does it too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When he knocks down a three, he's eating, you know. But sometimes that eating is just emotionally driven as well. And you know, that was one of the things he said. He had smaller meals throughout the day. He got rid of anything that he's tempted to eat, so he just doesn't have it in the
something
house.
He said that was it was pretty interesting to me. It's like the amount of food that we consume for each meal has increased because of our plate size. Like the physical plate that we own, or the physical plates that are served to you at a restaurant, they're now bigger. They used to be smaller,
bigger plates.
When they increase in size, bigger plates. So you're automatically like gonna fill your whole plate up, and like you're a good son or daughter, you're gonna eat all your food like your mom told you to do, right? Clean your plate, eat everything that's on your plate. So we're now consistently eating far more calories than like our great grandfathers were, or our lineage. So that's an interesting part that I found fascinating.
Yeah, I thought that was great. And he's just said, you know, he'll take a smaller plate, put the food on the plate, but then eat 4 to 5 times a day instead of 3 big meals where you have all this excess. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Hi guys.
So that was
Julia.
Julia, yeah.
I was like, wait, I recognize that.
yeah,
Oh,
we're-
you're live. Hi.
Yeah.
We love live friends.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Well, we were waiting for a celebrity to come by.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll
There
send
she
you
is.
guys a bill.
So,
Yeah,
that
that's kind
was
of what we
was
want to
neat.
talk about, right?
Yeah.
So that's like kind of what we're talking about. It's like those goals that you have. What are like healthy goals? What are attainable goals? And how do you like actually follow through and make those goals and those dreams happen? Because you don't ever set out on a goal and a path to like not actually achieve it, right? But so much of the time we do. We fail. So,
well, accountability is one thing. Having an accountability partner.
That's huge.
To whereby if you can agree with someone that you're going to start on this thing, and then you check in with a date on almost like a daily basis. I mean, look at one of the most successful programs ever put together is the program AA. You have a sponsor, and there's accountability for just today, you know. And so I've seen so many people's lives completely turned around because sometimes they got to hit bottom to actually realize that this is not the experience that they want. Sometimes it just takes getting on the scale or looking in the mirror and seeing this is not what I want, and so therefore I want to do something about it. So if you can find someone that you can have as an accountability, hi.
All right, guys.
All right.
How are you? Is this
Came
like
to the
the high school spot of the week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much. All right.
Seeing all the friends today.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Very.
We're doing a little Facebook Live.
Facebook Live. Lunch with the doc.
Everyone did.
Yeah.
Bye.
So, accountability, having setting some attainable goals, realistic goals. You know, sometimes people set so much of a crazy goal that it's unattainable. So, you know, like if it's weight loss, for example, usually the general agreed upon norm is about 2 pounds a week is steady, it's healthy. 2 to 3 pounds a week is steady and healthy. And a lot of times if a person just starts to do more of a ketogenic diet or a paleo type of diet, keep their carbs low and do smaller portions throughout the day, that's one thing that happens that definitely works. Keep your carbs lower.
You've seen that work?
Yeah, absolutely. It's worked with me. It's worked with a lot of patients as well. And then the other thing is getting on a schedule, making a templated schedule of when you're going to work out and what kind of workouts you're going to do.
You too.
So, you know, we had a lunch meeting on exercising for weight loss. One of the things we talked about is what's called Peak 8 exercise, and you can look that up online. Just type in Peak 8. There's longer sustained cardio. We talked about working out in a fat burning zone with your heart rate and using a heart rate monitor, starting with about a 6 to 10 minute warm up, getting into your fat burning zone, holding it there for 20 to 30 to 40 minutes, and then having to cool down 6 to 8 minutes of that as well. Then there's high intensity aerobics or spin classes. There's a lot of different kinds of things. I think the main thing is find something that you love to do. You know, if you really don't like doing something, chances are you're really not going to do much of it. So if you hate to swim or you hate the pool, I just saw a guy in the bank. He's a local chef, and I saw him as like, oh my gosh. He was talking to the teller, and it's like, is that him? And it's like, yeah, it was. And so I said hello to him. I said, buddy, you've taken off quite a bit of weight there. He goes, 75 pounds. I said, really? I said, what have you been doing? He goes, I've been eating exactly the same, but what I started doing was I'm burning 1,000 calories a day with my exercise routine, and I'm getting in the pool and I'm doing mountain biking, and that's what he's been doing.
Wow.
And 75 pounds, and I don't know how long it took him. We had people behind us in the bank line, so we didn't have too long of a conversation, but what a transformation. You know, he went from being a portly, jolly fellow into a buffed, lean guy with, you know, no muffin top over the pants.
I think something we talk about often is like establishing your why, because your why has to be big enough for you to actually do the things you don't want to do, because a lot of people don't like to go run. You know, they don't like to get up at 6 and hit the pool. They don't like to do 1,000 sit-ups, you know? Like, these are things that we don't really intuitively some people definitely do, but creating a workout routine takes a lot of effort and it takes a lot of discipline. Yeah. You think about like a lot of Olympic athletes, yeah, they may love their sport, but they may not love training 6-7 days a week. Like,
right.
They're dedicated to being the best, and that their why is like pushing them through that place. Hey, how's it going?
We're doing our little Facebook Live TV show.
Live.
So yeah, I think that's, you know, there's an accountability right there for training.
Yeah.
So that's why, you know, we definitely suggest using some of the trainers in town. There are some really good people that are phenomenal trainers, lots of years, that are high integrity people, that the value that they give to a person that really wants to make changes. I strongly suggest working with a trainer and or a workout buddy, you know, maybe even getting a trainer to give you some routines, and then doing with a workout buddy that you can be accountable to show up.
Do you have one of those?
I do.
Yeah?
I do. My buddy Russ and I work out 5:15 Monday and Wednesday, and then Friday's a little bit of a change because sometimes I want to get in the water on Friday. I don't want to hit the gym again.
Yep.
And then Tuesday mornings I go to the well over with Brian Wisely and the whole team of trainers over there. They're phenomenal. Blake I work out with, and the well is right at behind the paint store over by Pavilions, and yeah, they're phenomenal. And I've known Brian for 30 years. I think I met him in '88, so we're in 2018. And Brian takes really good care of people and has a great facility and a great reputation, a lot of integrity. He's helped me over the years, and so I refer to him. And then I work out at some different places, Art of Fitness on Monday and Wednesday afternoons. And so there's some great people. If you ever want to get a referral to some of the trainers, you can always give us a call, and based on what your goals are, you know, we can make some referrals for you to some great people to work with and help you, hold you accountable, and also show you the kind of training that will really help you.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, even you had a coach, didn't you?
I had a coach. I had a lot of coaches.
You did.
I need a lot of help.
Yep.
I need accountability all the time. I think one thing that's super easy to do is push-ups. Like, you can do push-ups anywhere, right?
Yep.
That's like a really easy.
And if you can't do regular men's push-ups, do girls' push-ups.
There you go.
I always suggest, though, on push-ups, I always suggest that you warm up your shoulders first, which we showed you the other time. Warm up your rotator cuff. And I usually suggest always working the back first before you do pushing. Always try to do pulling first, because so many people have shoulder problems.
Oh.
And what happens is if you start bringing more tone to the pecs right off the bat, you're going to have a tendency to pull that shoulder in, which is going to cause more internal rotation. So ideally you want to work the back first, work the posterior back muscles. That brings the shoulders back into a more neutral position, and then you can work the front, do the push after the pull usually. So, but anyhow, what other things, what obstacles do you think people really face in terms of being able to achieve their goals? What are the key things?
Well, I think getting up at 6 a.m. is hard. I think just general laziness is hard. I think our compulsions, I think our cell phones, I think our distractions. I mean, how much time do like a typical person that's 25 spend on Instagram and Facebook a day? I mean, imagine if they like just stopped doing that and just put that time into the pool. Like that's 30.
The pool, 20 minutes of jumping jacks.
Yeah, exactly. Like I mean, at work it helps me to focus if I just stop, do like a plank or something quickly, just like get the blood flowing. Like
well, you do that. Well, you started doing 100 push-ups a day, and how many minutes of plank?
I'll do 100 push-ups a day, like on the hour, and then I'll do like two 2-minute planks. And I gained 10 pounds in 4 months of muscle.
You did 100 push-ups every hour?
No.
Oh,
a day.
A day. Okay.
A day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something super easy to do. I mean, it just takes a little bit of discipline.
You do them in 20 push-up
sets of 20 on the hour. So you do it at 10, 11, 12, 1 to 2, and then you have 100 push-ups under your belt like that. You just do it. It takes you 30 seconds.
All right.
Maybe a minute.
So you get some sort of written plan of what you're going to do, and then you overcome the obstacles by having accountability, and you put that plan in writing that I'm going to work out here, 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 and then this is the kind of diet I'm going to go for. We have the genetic weight loss that you can actually see what your genetics actually say about weight loss and what kind of training and what kind of dietary program, percentages of fat, protein, and that's a very simple test. I think what's that, like $300 or something to get the test done and sit down with a consultant and go over it. So there's a lot you can do to turn things around.
Totally.
And make improvement.
So what are we doing next week to help people do that?
Well, we have the Fast Start Workshop. Do you think Fresh Start Workshop? Mm-hmm. And should we have Maria tell about that?
Yeah, we've got Mo know that.
All right. Yeah.
She's prettier than us.
Oh,
Very
no,
true.
please. So next week, Wednesday, it's the 17th of January at 6:30. We're doing our Fresh Start Workshop. We did it last year, and it was amazing. People had so much fun, and it's just a really great way to take the time. It's about an hour and a half. There's dinner provided. It's free. Come, just take the time to really set those intentions for your health, because if you don't take the time to really do that, life's just gonna go on and kind of forget about it, right? But if you take the time to say, okay, what do I really want this year in my health? And it could be a variety of things. It could be what we're talking about today in your fitness. It could be, okay, I really want to finally get a hold on this immune system thing I've been working through. Or maybe you want to get your shoulder out of pain so you can finally play volleyball again. Whatever that is for you, you'll take some time to clarify what that is, and then we'll walk you through these marching orders of the steps needed to really get there. Overcoming your obstacles, defining what that is, and then putting in some really good solutions for you to get to that specific goal. And Dr. Gary is going to be with us there, so he's going to be providing all the advice and the expertise on how to get you with your specific goal where you want to be. So we hope you can join us. It's going to be really awesome. You can go to bring a friend, bring family members that you think would enjoy it. It's going to be, you can go to our website, healthandbalance.com, and look at our events section. You'll find it there, and you can RSVP, sign up. We'll have dinner for you, and it's going to be great. It's upstairs in our medical suite. All the info's online, so we hope you can join us.
7:30 next Wednesday?
6:30 next Wednesday.
6:30 next Wednesday. Sweet.
Well, I wanted to talk one last thing. our nurse practitioner, Rochelle Rodriguez, was talking about, and I think it was, she mentioned how many people are sick, and somebody at the local hospital said they think that about 25% of Laguna right now is fighting a bug, and a lot of these bugs that seem to be going around seem to be more viral in nature than bacterial. And viruses are interesting because as your body starts to fight it off, you can start to feel better. But if you push yourself and you go exercise hard because you're feeling better, or you go beyond your body's ability to handle a stress, whether you don't sleep enough, or you let yourself get cold, or you push yourself athletically too much, your immune system can take a dive and you can get sick again. So one of the things I was going to bring a couple things that we've been finding over the years, 30 years of doing natural health care and finding different products that work, that are naturally oriented. Like this is a product by Standard Process. It's called Immuplex. And Immuplex we've used for a long time. This has a real immune boosting effect on the body. Another product that is really good is by Apex. It's called X-Virumin. Both of these have a tendency to stimulate the immune system in a direction that will help to annihilate a viral population. Basically just build your immune system so that your immune system can go after the bug itself. And then this is a great vitamin C product. It's called BioC Plus, and it has all the bioflavonoids, and as well as 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. So it's got all the other components of vitamin C and the complex of vitamin C, like vitamin P is what are called the bioflavonoids. So when people come in and they say, whoa, I'm getting sick, I'll ask them how motivated are you to not get sick? Those people that say that they're really motivated, then I'll show them a protocol of taking some of these things, like even taking 1 to 2 of these every single hour with a glass of water with some vitamin C until they start to notice that they feel better. So usually within the course of 1 to 3 days, they'll start noticing that they're feeling better. Now don't wake up in the middle of the night to take it, but just take it throughout the day and support and give your immune system some support.
Drink a lot of water.
Drink a lot of
bed
water.
early.
Stay in warm liquids. I made up a big batch of Asian healing tea where you boil the ginger root for about 10 minutes, then turn off the flame, add the juice of lemons, and then you can add a little bit of like a manuka honey and make a really nice Asian healing tea. There's also, if you start to get a sore throat, we've talked about this. It was one of my grandmother's remedies that she passed down. She said if I was feeling a sore throat, immediately cut a lime in half, squeeze a lime, and gargle with it. And if it stings when you use either lime or lemon juice, you know that that's going to help you get through that sore throat quicker, because it's creating a very acidic environment. And so if it stings, that's your remedy, and try to do it as often as you can. Just don't get it all around your teeth, because high acids aren't really good for your enamel. But just put a little bit in the back of your throat, gargle with it, and then swallow. Would you like to see me do that gargling again? No? Okay. Nope. Then if it doesn't sting, then you can shift over to something alkaline like warm sea salt water. You can gargle with that, see if that helps. And then if neither one of those things help, you can also use straight hydrogen peroxide and gargle with that to try to oxidize the cultures in the back of the throat. So that's one thing for that. We also said stay warm, don't have cold liquids if you're feeling like you're sick. This is part of the Chinese medicine of what's called yin and yang, and the yang is the hot foods, the yin are the cold foods. So if you're feeling sick at all, don't be having smoothies, don't be having salads and cold fruits. You want to have cooked vegetables and soups and things like that. Keep your kidneys, your low back very warm, and that can help you really recover quickly. When I was talking about these protocols, when you start to feel better, then start cutting back the dosage to every 2 hours. Keep on taking it every 2 hours until you're well. And then if it is more like a viral, my suggestion is to build your immune system up over the next 2 weeks and take 2 of each one of them every morning, every night for the next 2 weeks, which will decrease your risk of having the mutation of the viruses come back up with another viral culture. So a lot of people have been sick. Don't start pushing yourself to exercise if you feel like you're on the verge of getting sick or you've just been sick. Just take some time. Consider the advice to build back up your immune system and get strong. So,
Amen.
Amen.
I like it.
So-
I love it. Might as well stay healthy and fit and not sick this season right now. Might as well take we always talk about like preventative stuff.
Yeah.
So might as well like actually do the preventative thing. If you're not sick, let's make sure I don't get sick by doing these simple things.
Everybody usually gets sick from Halloween forward. It goes there because everybody starts eating candy.
Sugar.
Yeah, sugar rushes all through the holidays,
Sugar big
up
rush.
and down with the blood sugar, and then the immune system goes just flat. And so that's when everybody usually gets sick. So
There you have it. Go
So-
to bed early. Eat warm food. No sugar. Take your steps.
yep,
Eat healthy. Do
Yeah.
push-ups.
And-
I just
yeah,
rhymed.
and-
boom.
boom, rhymologist.
Rhymolius.
And then just also, if you feel like you're on the verge, just don't drink alcohol, don't have sugar, get to bed early. Oh, and also my Chinese doctor, Dr. Lee, who's the best acupuncturist I know, he always says if you're sick, it's better for you not to have sex, because sorry to say that, but usually you want to conserve your energy until you know that you're well, because sometimes if you have sex, you're going to see your immune system drop. You're going to potentially be worse that night or the next day. So you can experiment with it if you like, experiment all you want, but usually the age-old Chinese wisdoms I found to be correct most all the time. So I hope to see you guys at the Fresh Start workshop next Wednesday night, 6:30, upstairs. Go to the website, sign in, bring your friends, and we'll have some fun.
All right. Thanks for stopping by. First one, 2018. We'll see you next week.
It's gonna be a good year.